Hey everyone, this is Caroline, and today I just want to briefly walk through a little bit of an introduction on page breaks and section breaks within Microsoft Word. So here I have a blank Microsoft Word document that I just opened, and I'm going to just put in some random text here. Okay, so this little button here is really great because you can actually see some your paragraph markers and some of your formatting things. So when I'm dealing with formatting a document, I always like to have this button turned on because you can see a lot of things that you can't see, things like extra page breaks or section breaks, that you may not even know are in your document without this button pressed. Okay, so to insert a page break or a section break, you've probably seen this button here under the Insert tab, Page Break. I actually never use this button, and I'll show you what I do instead. So you really should only insert a page break in a document when you have a good reason to insert a page break, not just to keep something on a separate page. And in a separate video, I'll kind of walk through that process. But to insert a page break, what I would typically do is if I have a reason. So for example, say I want a level 1 header. So this, I'll use my header style here, a numbered header. So say if I want this level 1 header to always start on a new page. So you could insert a page break and then just delete this extra line here. And there you have it. You have your level 1 header starting on a new page. If you scroll up, you can see your page break. What I recommend doing instead is, so highlighting your level 1 header, going to Home, Paragraph, and then Page Break Before. And you'll see if you do it that way, you actually don't have a page break in your document if you have this paragraph marker on. You basically just hold it to always have this line, this level 1 header at the top of a new page. So anytime you have a good reason, if you have a certain, say a figure or a table that you want to start on a new page, I highly recommend actually going to basically highlighting the top of that, going to your paragraph drop down, and again, making sure page break before is checked instead of just putting a page break in your document. The problem with just putting page breaks in your document is if you're still working on your document and as the document evolves, you may add text, change text, and you may end up, once you're close to having a final document, your page breaks have kind of moved around depending on where you added text or new tables or new figures. And you could eventually have just random page breaks throughout your document. That it's not too hard to clean up, again, if you have your paragraph marker on, because you can go through and see exactly where the page breaks are and delete them. But it's still an extra step in the process. All right, so how about creating a section break? So let's say in this level 1 header within this section, we want a really big table that we need to be landscape orientation. So let's just go ahead and add a table. We'll say it has lots of columns, and that's why we really need it to be landscape. So how do we make this page but not the prior page in a landscape orientation? So to do that, you have to use a section break. So in this case, you want to go to Layout, you want to go to Breaks, and you'll see you can also do a page break from this, this drop down as well. So now we want to do a section break. So we can scroll down to Section Break, and I've always done the next page option. So insert a section break and start the new section on the next page. So there's our section break, and you can see we actually need to hit delete here to bring this back up so we don't have a blank page here. And now, since we have this section break, you can see again, because we have the paragraph marker on, we can see it right here. We can click somewhere on this page. We can go to Layout, Orientation, and then make this landscape. And if we wanted to, Then auto fit to window. We now have a table with slightly wider columns since the whole page is now landscape. Now, say you then want to add another portrait page after this. You basically do the same process. You'll add another section break here. So again, that is the layout, break, section break. You see the section break right here when your paragraph marker is turned on. And now you have a new page. And if you then wanted to go to orientation, you could put this back in portrait orientation. So you can see now you have a portrait page, followed by a landscape page, and then another portrait page.